We're living in a time when everybody's talking, but very few are saying something that truly matters. Voices are everywhere. Social media, news cycles, opinions, constant noise. Everyone has a platform. Everyone has something to say. And in all this noise, people are searching for answers. They're asking, who am I? Why am I here? What do I do with all this pain, all this pressure, all this confusion? But here's what I came to tell you today. The world is loud, but God still speaks. And his voice hasn't changed. His truth hasn't shifted. His power hasn't weakened. His love hasn't faded. And his purpose for you is still active. You see, culture will try to define you by your likes, your looks, your past, your status. But none of that holds weight in the kingdom. Because God doesn't consult your history to write your destiny. He doesn't look at where you've been to decide where you're going. He looks at you through the eyes of purpose, grace, and truth. You are not a mistake. You are not your failure. You are not your anxiety. You are not what they said about you. You are not what you think when you're at your lowest. You are God's creation, shaped on purpose for a purpose. Now listen. You can't live like you're empty when you've been filled with his spirit. You can't walk like you're weak when the same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. You can't shrink back when God has called you to stand up. But let's be real. Too many of us are plugged into culture and disconnected from the cross. We spend more time scrolling than we do seeking. We run to opinions before we run to prayer. We trust influencers more than we trust the one who created influence. That's why we're confused. That's why we're exhausted. That's why we're always chasing but never satisfied. Because nothing in this world, no fame, no relationship, no money, no success, can fill the place in you that was made for God alone. And if God made you, if he called you, then what this world says about you doesn't hold authority. Let me remind you what he already said. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a royal priesthood. You are more than a conqueror. You are chosen, called, and created with divine purpose. But here's the catch. You can't just know who you are. You have to walk like it, live like it, speak like it, think like it, because faith without action is just noise. Belief without obedience is just a good idea. God didn't give you gifts so you could hide them. He didn't give you a calling so you could ignore it. He didn't bring you through fire so you could sit in silence. He rescued you so you could become a rescuer. He healed you so you could help heal others. He saved you so your life could become a message. And hear me, your scars are not shame. They're signs that you survived. They're proof that grace carried you. And now, they're a testimony to someone else still bleeding. So stand tall, not in your strength, but in his. Speak up, not with your opinion, but with his truth. Move forward, not with fear, but with faith. Because this world doesn't need more noise. It needs voices that carry heaven. It needs people who are rooted in truth, bold in love, and unshaken by storms. That's who God's calling you to be. That's who he made you to be. And if you'll surrender, if you'll trust him, if you'll stop listening to every other voice and start tuning into his, you'll begin to see who you really are. Not just someone passing through, not just another face in the crowd, but a kingdom vessel, a warrior of light, a chosen one with divine assignment. The world may try to cancel you, forget you, ignore you, but heaven knows your name. And when God writes your story, no man can erase it. So today, I say this to you, rise up. Speak truth, live boldly, shine brightly. And don't let the noise of this world drown out the purpose of your soul. Because God is still speaking, and he's speaking to you.